We are back in Paris, this time answering one of the biggest questions we get. Where should we stay? I'm Angel Castellanos, the tour guide, and today I'm going to give you the formula of how to choose the best place to stay in Paris. Now, I'm not talking specific hotels, but I'll share my favorite neighborhoods that are guaranteed to make your next trip to Paris the next best trip of your life. Because choosing the right neighborhood is just as important as choosing the right hotel. And be sure to stay until the very end, because for each neighborhood, I'll be sharing not only the great sights, tours, and experiences, but what the transportation options are, what the overall vibe is like, how expensive each neighborhood is, and of course, all the great restaurants and cafes. So let's do this. For specific hotels and their descriptions, check out our blog for a wide list of hotels and apartments for each neighborhood. Before we get started, subscribe and smash that bell so we can keep bringing you great content. Paris is in northern France and has been the capital since 508 AD. Paris has two major airports, Charles de Gaulle Airport and Orly. CDG has more international flights coming in with over 70 million passengers each year. Orly is smaller but closer to the city. Getting to your hotel or apartment from Charles de Gaulle Airport is quite easy, and there are several options to choose from. The most convenient and quickest option is to take the RER B train, which runs from Charles de Gaulle Airport to the city center in about 35 minutes and stops at several key stations in the city, including Gare du Nord, Châtelet-Léal, and Saint-Michel-Notre-Dame. Another option is to take a taxi, which will take you directly to your destination for a fixed price, but is a bit more expensive. Alternatively, you can take a shuttle bus service, like the Roissy Bus or Le Bus Direct, which run from Charles de Gaulle Airport to several central Paris locations, including the Opera House and the Eiffel Tower. If you're already in Europe, you can easily reach Paris by train. Paris has 6 main train stations, including the Gare du Nord, which is the busiest train station in Europe and serves as the arrival and departure point for trains from London, Brussels, and Amsterdam. Paris is divided into 20 districts, known as Arrondisements, that spiral out from the city center. The River Seine cuts through the heart of the city, with several of Paris's most famous bridges, such as the Pont Neuf and the Pont des Arts, spanning its waters. Located in the center of the city is the 1st through the 4th arrondissements, and is home to some of Paris's most famous landmarks, including the Notre Dame Cathedral, the Sainte-Chapelle, and the Louvre Museum. The Latin Quarter and Saint-Germain-des-Prés make up the 5th and 6th arrondissements, located on what is called the left bank. And the 7th arrondissement is this leafy residential area that is home to the Eiffel Tower. We'll get into Paris's public transportation system in a bit, but it is fast, inexpensive, and efficient. Many of Paris's main sites are actually within walking distance of each other. Another option is to rent a bike and cycle around the city. Paris has a well-developed bike lane network, and bike rental is easy and available at many locations throughout the city. The bus network in Paris is extensive, and buses run frequently. Key routes like bus number 69 runs from the Bastille all the way to the Eiffel Tower, stopping at major sites like the Louvre. With over 300 stations and frequent trains, the Paris Metro is one of the fastest and most convenient ways to get around the city.
Paris is a massive city, and there's lots of different ways to get around. You can certainly use a transportation app like Uber or FreeNow, which connects to the local taxis. But my favorite way is to use the Metro because it's inexpensive and very efficient. The trains are frequent and they're very fast. And you can buy a booklet called a carnet, which is a booklet of 10 tickets, save yourself a little bit of money, or get a transportation pass called a Navigo Découverte. So it really depends on how long you're here, but usually the carnet, the booklet of 10 tickets, is the way to go. This is the line, so each line has a number and a color, and then you're going in this direction. You got to make sure you hold on to your ticket, because you often need it when you exit the metro stations.
You can easily avoid paper tickets and skip automated machines altogether with a Navigo card. They're available for purchase at service counters at any metro station in Paris. Then you can easily purchase tickets on your phone or top up your card by downloading the RATP app, now called Bonjour. At stations, you can easily tap like a local and be footloose and fancy-free in Paris. We created the perfect route and plan to get you from A to Z. Check out the blog for great information on specific hotels and how to maximize your time. Before we start our day, hook me up with a like and subscribe so we can keep bringing you great content. The hip and popular neighborhood in Paris known as Le Marais is a former royal quarter and has deep Jewish roots. There are no major top-tier sites here, but I love it because it has everything to give visitors a glimpse into everyday life in Paris. There's no shortage of incredible bakeries, cafes, trendy boutiques, and nightlife, all within the setting of narrow streets, green spaces, and a historic square at the epicenter.
This is what I love about the Marais, is that you still find historic buildings like this. Like, check this out. I mean, you're just not gonna see this everywhere in Paris.
The Marais neighborhood runs from the Pompidou Center in the west to the Bastille in the east, which covers the 3rd and 4th Arrondissements all the way to the river. From Le Marais, you're about a 10 to 15 minute walk to the Notre Dame or the Louvre. Metro Line number 1 and Bus 69 both stop at the Louvre and are easily accessible within the neighborhood.
Here in the Marais, right off Rue de Temple, and this is just one of my classic chill spots. Come here for a drink, maybe a little bit of a bite to eat, but you know, especially late in the afternoon, this is a spot to hit up for sure.
I've been staying in the Marais every year of my adult life and think you should consider it too because there are plenty of boutique hotel and short-term apartment options. It's a residential neighborhood, so the budget is pretty moderate. It's central to all the sites and mega monuments, and there's no shortage of cafes, restaurants, and entertainment. Also, the Marais is renowned for its inclusivity and diversity. The left bank of Paris has a timeless allure, where the very air seems infused with a heady mix of passion, creativity, and intellectualism. On this side of the river, you'll find 3 great neighborhoods to stay in: the Latin Quarter, which is the 5th arrondissement, Saint-Germain-des-Prés, which is the 6th, and the Eiffel Tower neighborhood, which is the 7th. Saint-Germain-des-Prés is likely the Paris of your travel dreams. Every moment spent here is infused with the magic of Parisian life. The charming cafes, art galleries, and bookshops that line the streets are a testament to the district's rich intellectual legacy. For sightseeing, the Louvre is a 12-minute walk away. The Orsay Museum is 20 minutes by foot, and the Eiffel Tower is a 15-minute metro ride away. The oldest church in Paris is the epicenter of the neighborhood and even gives its name to the neighborhood. Saint-Germain also has plenty of famous and overpriced cafes that dominate social media. But I want to show you my favorite, where influencers are not welcome.
La Palette is a beloved spot for both locals and tourists. The outdoor terrace, with its traditional green chairs and bustling vibe, is ideal for people who just want to chill out and sip on a glass of wine. Inside, the decor is rustic and cozy.
What I love about this place is that it's over 100 years old and they're still serving traditional French dishes like quiche with a salad, and then the croque monsieur, which is the king of all grilled cheese sandwiches. It's cheese that's been, toasted very nicely with a bechamel underneath and a piece of ham. Can't get better than that. So you can see the goodness. Oh, look at, oh my gosh. Come on, son. This is the best grilled cheese you could ever hope to have. The king of all grilled cheeses, croque monsieur. Ooh, you can see the steam off of it. Chef's kiss.
I would recommend staying in the 6th if you're looking for walking proximity to major sites like the Louvre and the Orsay, plenty of mid to expensive hotel and restaurant options, the grand cafe scene that Paris is famous for, and a busy atmosphere. The Latin Quarter is next to Saint-Germain on the left bank. It is a vibrant and bohemian neighborhood famous for its lively student atmosphere, charming cafes, and historic landmarks like the Pantheon and the irresistible Jardin de Luxembourg. If you're looking to escape the business of Paris, then head to the ridiculously beautiful Jardin de Luxembourg. The lush gardens, ornate fountains, and scenic pathways offer a complete escape and an oasis to the city around you. I recommend staying near the Jardin de Luxembourg because it gives you one of Paris's best parks as your back garden. There's also elegant pedestrian streets nearby. In the Latin Quarter, you're going to get that student energy and budget pricing, but also you're straddling 2 neighborhoods, Saint-Germain-des-Prés and the Latin Quarter. The Eiffel Tower has been dazzling visitors to Paris since 1889, and there is no question that the 1,000-foot mega monument is nothing short of spectacular. Imagine waking up and stepping out of your hotel or apartment and getting a good glimpse of the Eiffel Tower every single day. That's what it's like to stay in the 7th arrondissement and be in the shadows of one of the world's greatest recognizable structures. The picturesque neighborhood does come with a price tag, as it's a prestigious area for Parisians to live. The area oozes elegant Parisian charm because of its quiet leafy streets, local markets like the Rue Claire, and the massive green space under the Eiffel Tower known as the Champ de Mars. There's still plenty of sightseeing in the neighborhood, as the area is home to some low-key and typically less crowded sites, like the Invalides, which houses Napoleon's tomb, and the excellent military museum, and the small but mighty Rodin Museum. I definitely recommend staying in the 7th arrondissement, especially if you have small children or traveling as a family. On the budget scale, it is definitely luxury and affluent because you're paying for beautiful architecture and quiet spaces. Also, if you're looking to do a boat tour, this is the neighborhood where a lot of boat tours begin and end. And don't forget, there's plenty of low-key sightseeing if you want to avoid crowds.
Well, that's it for our time in Paris. I'm Angel Castellanos, the tour guide. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and smash that bell so you can find our next video. Happy travels, merci, and au revoir.